Gemini, where we at? We just did 9th house, Cancer risings, 10th house, Pisces in the 10th house. Gemini risings, Gemini risings, Gemini rise, Gemini risings. All right. So let me get right into it. Pisces in the 10th house. All right. So Pisces in the 10th house. Who we got up in here? My Gemini risings. So Pisces in the 10th house. What's the 10th house? Social status. How you broadcast it to the world. Highest peak of the chart. So develops natural social status, notoriety, things you may be known for, things that influences your reputation this lifetime, career stability, how we gain foundation, right? Career pursuits. And then we got Pisces in there. So a lot of things dealing with teaching, healing, the subconscious, counseling, connection, relationships are things that fall into natural career influences or natural things that a Gemini rising may be known for. All right. Especially things dealing with some form of partnership and cooperation. When it comes into Gemini rising, something dealing with some type of group environment, connection and relationships, or maybe an environment or partnership or, group environment, a team, company, something that they may be a part of in life could develop a lot of reputation for them, at times. Now we got, my neck tense as hell. So we got, what's the name in here? When we got Pisces here, so those are the things you manifest by default, like natural influences and circumstances you might manifest being seen for with Pisces in the 10th house. It's just that with Pisces here, once again, the 10th house deals with stability, foundation, practicality, right? And with those like earth-like influences, those things always going to fall into structure and organization. So when we got Pisces here, there's going to be a lot of stimulated ideas and creative pursuits in the 10th house by default for Gemini risings. Gemini risings damn near never put limitations on what they feel like they could develop or how they could develop things in career, brand themselves, stabilize things, the success of a company, the potential of a certain business or brand. Yeah, they big dreamers in that 10th house. But when it comes into the 10th house, you got to make sure you apply yourself in the 10th house, or you got to realize how to take the things that you're known for or may have a reputation for and actually, make magic with it, So when we got Neptune and Jupiter transiting this house is helping, helping the Gemini rising to understand the experiences they went through in career to evolve within career. So it's going to be a lot of things to a lot of mistakes to capitalize here as well. And once again, Jupiter don't really like this house. Jupiter, I'm bugging. Jupiter's it falls in this house. Actually, I'm bugging out. Facts. So with Jupiter in the 10th house, it makes mistakes here because once again, it likes to do things in a philosophical way, in an open-minded way, but you got to be practical and, assertive in the 10th house when it comes to career. And it's going to help you to capitalize off previous mistakes made in career, but it is pushing you to experience investing into new things and it's going to be a lot of things manifesting this year. Sorry, guys. There's going to be a lot of things manifesting this year, especially around this time, that motivates you and encourages you to take some form of creativity, something you're experienced with, or take the things that you're known for. All right, y'all can hear me now? Y'all should be able to hear me now. What about now? What about now? Y'all should be able to hear me now. Y'all still can't hear me? Okay, perfect. So, all right, bet. So my phone's dying. Let me get through these. So, yeah, Pisces in the 10th house. Look, Neptune and Jupiter is in the 10th house right now, trying to push all that faith and belief into the things that you know you can expand on when it comes to your reputation, things that you're knowledgeable about. The things is a lot of, right now, there's the way people see you, you're gaining a bigger perspective. Jupiter's helping you expand, and Neptune together, they're helping you develop more of an expanding understanding of how people perceive you. And that could manifest into a lot of opportunities. Maybe you may have not realized people seeing you as knowledgeable for this. You may not have realized people seeing you as experienced with this. You may not truly realize people see you as, experienced with that, creative with that. So throughout the year, but especially this portion of the transit, this is when you're going to manifest a lot of situations that are allowed with that. Okay, Gemini risings. There's going to be a lot of situations where when it comes into career, if you're definitely allowing yourself to be in a limited space and some way, somehow, I could expand in my 10th house. I could start a new pursuit towards something that builds more stability and foundation than what I'm doing now. And it's one thing if you're content and you like where you're at, you like what you got going on with how you're building stability and security. But it's another thing if you're a Gemini rising right now, you got Neptune and Jupiter transiting this house, and Venus coming in this house, giving a self-esteem boost, pushing you to appreciate and value what you could do in the 10th house. It's kind of, if you in a situation where you feel limited or restricted in career, these are the energies right now that's going to be on your ass. These energies is on your ass, Gemini rising. And it's helping you to make wiser decisions about how you do things in the 10th house. So you may not like your position in career, but hey, if you start investing into something else or trying to learn, Jupiter and Neptune, trying to learn how to do something or trying to learn how to use something that you're already experienced with and maximize that. That's what Jupiter and Neptune trying to do in the 10th house. That's what it's really trying to do here. Can we still manifest with the Jupiter and Neptune from yesterday? They're still going to be harmonizing with each other for a couple of days. It was just perfectly conjunct yesterday. And then it's still going to take time for Jupiter to move out of Pisces. So even though everybody's just talking about this right now because they're actually together in the constellation. But these influences is going to stay here for a little minute, y'all. Until Jupiter's out Pisces, then that's when we're gonna start feeling a different energy, a different shift of the consciousness of what we feel like we should be learning and expanding on. As of right now, it's still in Pisces. It's just that it's at its peak right now. We high as hell. This is the part of the blunt that's really hitting right now. Like, sometimes you gotta spark the beginning, all right, boom, boom, boom. Spark the beginning, you feel me? But when it get to that part of the split, you're like, yeah, this shit busted, yo. Yeah, facts. Puff, fast, man. You steaming that bitch. So that's right now the spliff is hitting. Right now, this is the part of the transit when all the astrology, everybody talking about, oh man, Jupiter is entering this year. We're gonna have Jupiter and Neptune conjunct in Pisces. There's gonna be a time in 2022 where Jupiter, Venus, and Neptune are all in Pisces. That's gonna be the time where Jupiter and Neptune is. We in the club, we drinking already. We're already at the bar, but it's just that right now, this is the part when you got up to use the bathroom, you was like, oh shit, damn. This is the part. you don't know them drinks hit you till you stand up. So this is a part of the transit where that's going on right now. This is the part of the transit where we realizing that we high off something, we overindulging into something, we have an illusion about something, where we have the maximum amount of faith and belief that we could manifest something, persevere through something. This is that peak of the transit. All right, that's why we all talking about it right now. So you gotta be cautious right now. But anyways, let me wrap it up, y'all. So yeah, man, Neptune and Jupiter in the 10th house is on some shit where it's like you manifesting a whole bunch of shit where it's like, nah, I gotta find a way to start a new pursuit in this house. It don't need to hit overnight, and that's the best way to think about anything that you do in the 10th house. Ain't nothing happening overnight in this house for sure. This house is ruled by Saturn. Nothing with career happens overnight in this third dimension. When people start realizing that, then it'll be easier for you to devote yourself towards working towards something. But hey, a lot of us think shit happen overnight. A lot of us think we deserve shit we don't. A lot of us think just saying the affirmations and saying I believe and reposting the 444, $10,000 gonna be in your bank account this week, claim it. We think that's all we gotta do. Yeah, all right. This realm is ruled by Saturn. Saturn's more of an influence in this realm than the sun. Saturn used to be the sun. Saturn been there, did that in this realm already. It used to be the sun. It had its turn already. Pluto had its turn being the sun already. So, like, you gotta understand who the boss is. And if you're able to understand that energy holds that much significance here, the more you embrace that Saturn energy, like, matter of fact, you're right. Look at anything. If you look at anything you do in life, when it comes to manifesting success, it's always going to be the same traits there. Things dealing with time, possible sacrifices, restrictions being made. The person in life that's able to restrict, limit things to support what they're trying to build and place time into what they're trying to build, that's just you accessing all of that energy. There's no way you're not going to see results in this dimension when you accessing the energy like that. But when you don't understand that that's a strong energy in its presence, you're continuously experiencing restrictions and limitations, and you think life is just being life. No, yeah, life is being life, but there's a significance and purpose to restriction and limitation. There's a purpose to it. There's something to understand about it. So that's what's going on with my Gemini risings. Y'all know a lot of people, Gemini risings, a lot of people be having y'all in good favor too. A lot of people be wanting to invite y'all into the situation, into the parties, into the clubs, on the team, you have such a cooperative vibe, and you bring a lot of new perspectives and ideas and different ways of looking at things to the environments you in. So in the 10th house, the more you get more intentional about how you're going to use your knowledge or wisdom, what you're going to allow yourself to experiment with in the 10th house to see what blossoms, or what you're going to put yourself in a position to learn, to give yourself more knowledge to do something in the 10th house. When you have Jupiter energies hitting the 10th house, hitting your Earth house, Jupiter in Earth houses, nobody should have to tell you that it don't hurt to go get some knowledge or learn about something to build stability and security. You're supposed to already kind of know that if you got Jupiter in the Earth sign, Jupiter in the second house, Jupiter in the 6th house, Jupiter in the 10th house. Jupiter like influences Sagittarius, Pisces in the house. You're supposed to naturally understand that, especially in the age we live in today, there's ways to monetize your knowledge and wisdom, or there's ways to go ahead and seek some knowledge about something to create or help support, what you got going on. So all of those type of influences are very strong right now in the 10th house. Okay? And once again, there may be a lot of more reconfirmation, people validating and emphasizing how you're creative, experienced, or knowledgeable in this area. Or Jupiter and Neptune may make things more harder at the workplace or harder at current situations, because it's forcing you to do something that's outside of this experience. It's tired of experiencing that, and Jupiter may only it may seem the most effective to use your job, place, and career as a vessel to push you to experience something new. So that's what we got going on there, Gemini risings. Now, Pisces in the 11th house. All right, Pisces in the 11th house. This is my Taurus rising. So Taurus rising, Pisces in the 11th house. 11th house deals with the outside world, public environment, networking with others, relationships, associates, business environments, spirituality, abstract thought, how we connect our individuality into the outside realm, technology, social media, okay? So the house of relations, man. And when we got Pisces in here, there's going to be a lot of experiences dealing with connecting your creativity. You might find your tribe a lot, Taurus risers. You might be able to get real quick and be able to get into them communities around people that value the things that you value in a creative level, from a spiritual perspective, right? A lot of the times you got to be able that you have discernment with how you are considerate. I don't want to say considerate. It's always good to be considerate, but how open you are or how helpful you are to people in the 11th house. You know, people, and then Taurus, you're already giving with your personality. So sometimes you experience an 11th house giving the inch and motherfuckers taking the mile. Sometimes you experience you being a part of the group, and you, even though you're able to take a lot of responsibility with your energies at time, people take advantage of that shit. So with Pisces in the 11th house, you realize a lot of these things, and you develop a lot of wisdom through these things. You develop a lot of understanding of how to connect your energy, relate your energy in the world. The more you allow yourself to experiment with your creative abilities, the more you allow yourself to experiment connecting to the things that intrigue you from a learning perspective, or circulating your knowledge and wisdom in the world. All of these things open up experiences for you to be able to thrive with other individuals and group environments. So Neptune and Jupiter in this house, Jupiter bringing expansion here, Neptune bringing that deeper understanding, right? That evolved perspective of things. And when we look at the 11th house, there's a lot of understanding being manifested when it comes to the people you associate yourself with, group environments you may be a part of, right? It may be a whole lot of new downloads. It may be right now, especially with a full moon going to Libra, which Libra is a relationship sign, and you got a stellium in your air house in the 11th house. There's a lot of new realizations to be made this week, this weekend, next week. And as long Jupiter is in this house, you know, dealing with how much you exert into certain groups or relationships you're a part of, and how that correlates to how you deal with what you got going on, what you're trying to build and whatnot, you know. So it's gonna probably be some little bit of navigating with energy and time that you put into certain environments or teams, groups you may be a part of, even certain career pursuits. If you're dealing with collaborative efforts, it's dealing with working with other individuals, this may be a time you feel like you're past that, you should do your own thing around this time. Or this may be a time where you feel like you could start your own company, your own brand, your own group, your own community. You could host your own shit. You could host your own grouping. You may have been a part of a group or an environment, but now you're catching a lot of influences to take what you've gained, what you've learned, your experience, dealing with what you deal with in the 11th house with Pisces here, right? Because when you got Pisces in the 11th house, you're going to attract a lot of individuals that are into the creative things you may be into here, you know? You're going to attract a lot of other individuals outside in the world trying to teach you shit, you know? So overall, with Neptune and Jupiter in this house, it's giving a strong push to take your experience dealing with any forms of creativity and put that in an environment where it could thrive. So right now you're possibly looking at, you know, once again, situations with groups or associates as expired already. You're looking at it like, I learned what I need to learn being a part of this community, doing this, that, and the third. I got what I had to get from it. It's time for me to start this path, or it's time for me to evolve this way with this relationship or whatnot. It may be a lot of new understanding you're gaining about the people that you surround yourself with in your life period. You're starting to gain way more of a deeper understanding of why you may manifest and attract certain situations in your life based off the people you surround yourself with. Based off the people you surround yourself with. So that's very important there. This is not a time to be too up in the air. I mean, too passive or naive or dreamy and ditzy when it comes to agreements made with other individuals, business agreements and decisions being made with other people involved. You take your time processing these decisions right now. Anything involving other people, if you got these energies transiting the 10th house, if you got the 10th and the 11th house, when it comes to there's an emphasis here to make sure you take your time signing your name on that contract or making that decision involving other individuals, because you could be too much in a moment, too much in a feeling of things, and have to process the reality of a lot of things. Both of these houses are Saturn influenced. All right. So got that going on there. It may be some illusions. Not only maybe some groupings, environments, relationships that you may feel like you expired from. It may be some illusions that you have going on with a certain business you think you're about to do with somebody, with a certain with a certain resource you think somebody's about to give you. So you got to have a lot of discernment about how much faith and belief you place into others right now. We're being encouraged to deal with faith and belief wherever Pisces is at in our chart. Right now, you got to have discernment about how much trust, faith, belief you got in other individuals to make certain decisions and be a part of things with other individuals right now. Okay? And there may be some random type of support coming from like something dealing from work though. I don't know. Maybe like some type of motherfucking a check. I don't know. It's like maybe something coming out that 11th house that's unexpected. It may be financially related. That's for 10th and 11th house people. You know, with Venus transiting that 10th, 11th house and them Jupiter-like combinations in there. But the more you put yourselves in positions to, you know, understand what direction y'all want to possibly take with things in your imagination, your dreams, creative endeavors, the more you can attract some of them situations by default. All right. But yeah, 11th house, Pisces, 11th house, Taurus risings. Be very wise about who you're around these times. Motherfuck peer pressure around these times. Don't be easily influenced by what other people got going on. All right. Allow you to attract more tribe and the people who really resonate with you by the more you hone in on your creative gifts and your mental and emotional well-being. That's going to start withering and filtering certain people in and out. It is a full moon in Libra about to approach though. So as far as relationships, you should already have a strong indication as to what people, environments, and relationships you got to be more separate or you got to be more supportive of. You know, you got to embrace some more. And then last but not least, Aries risings. Okay, we got Pisces in the 12th house. All right, Aries rises. Now that I'm looking at it, shit. Now I'm looking at it. You know, you guys are definitely going through a lot of changes right now. You're definitely going through a lot of changes right now. So obviously, we got the Sun transit in your first house. So the way you're looking at what you're personally capable of, you're looking at shit. That's that you on some whole other shit there. Sun transit in the first house in Aries. All right, we should be good now. We should be good. Y'all can hear me now? All right. Pisces, so Pisces in the 12th house, Aries rising. Like I was saying, we got the sun in the first house. You feel me? Sun in the first house. So the sun is just lighting up everything going on with personal issues. So you just seeing who's holding you back personally, how you could be more in a position to express what you personally got going on in the first house, right? Ambitions, natural ambitions and goals in the first house. You seeing, you know, how to just scale up and push yourself to the limit, you know, invest more in certain aspirations. It's just a real great time for an Aries or people with Aries energy, but especially with Aries rising, you know, especially with that sun transit in that first house. It love to be there and the sun love to be in Aries. So this could be always a really strong time, part of the year for you. But with all that charge in the first house, now you got all these energies transiting the 12th house, you know. So not only is the physical charge, you know, there, first house dealing with how you personally express yourself, personal aspirations, your vitality, right? Even the body, you know, not only the sun is adding more vitality to this house, right? Charging this house some more, getting you pumped up to be more action oriented and take initiative on personal aspirations. The imagination doing numbers. The potential of you concentrating your energy is doing numbers. You know, the ideas, you know, what's a writer's block right now? You know, when you got Neptune, Jupiter, and Venus all up in the 12th house. So this is a time right now, Aries, that you want to really make sure that with this full moon in Libra, you embrace this energy to understand how, you know, how your relationships play a part in your personal aspirations, you know, and being able to understand how to compromise with people that you do value some more, because you don't want things dealing with relationships or the external realm to throw off concentration with what you got going on right now, you know? By the time you get into Taurus season, you're going to have like the sun somewhere at the end of your first house, but most likely in your second house. And you still going to have a lot of things dealing with your subconscious, the 12th house vibrating hard. The 12th house deals with your dreams, imagination. This is the Pisces house. It's dealing with the subconscious, how we understand others, the collective consciousness, right? It's dealing with our belief system. So you got Neptune and Jupiter transit in this house. There's a whole lot of new spiritual breakthroughs you're going through. A lot of new synchronicities being made, new understandings about previous lessons. You looking at your insecurities from more of a positive, elevated perspective. You looking at certain insecurities and past comings like, I don't even know how I was in a state of almost letting this shit hold me back. Venus, Jupiter, Neptune in the 12th house. Yeah. The potential of what could be is up here. You are Aries rising. You are very high of the potential of what could be. You know, however, because this energy is in the 12th house, you are very prone to be in la-la land. And you could put yourself in a funny energy right now, Aries rising, where you got all this charge, but because you're too much in la-la land, or maybe because it's been difficult. I ain't even going to say hard or difficult. Because there's been a lack of intention and assertiveness with the energy, it could be overwhelming because there's a lot of energy going on. It's an exciting time for you, and your subconscious is a little lit up. You may be real impulsive right now. You may react to things really quickly right now by default. You know, you may do that by default being the Aries rising, but the fact that the sun is in your first house, you know, that just makes expression more proud. That just makes what you feel like you personally got to express seem like the thing everybody got to see right now. And you can take advantage of it, you know, because, hey, man, that's what the sun is doing. It's making your personal expression more seen, more felt, more loud. But with so much energies in the subconscious house, when you got a lot of energies transiting in the 12th house, you are prone to do so much things subconsciously and not even know what you're doing. People that have a lot of planets in the 12th house stelliums, the sun or moon in the 12th house, a lot of the times they kind of be unaware of certain things that they be doing, and their partner or family members be having to let them know that they be doing that shit. They be like, that ass should be subconscious. You know? Things get real blurry for them between the conscious and the subconscious by default. You know, they're that in tune with things dealing with the subconscious. So sometimes it's hard to find that grasp between that realm and reality. But however, you know, with Neptune and Jupiter here, I see a lot of spiritual breakthroughs, man. You could be in a real isolated space right now, too. You may be like in a real isolated bubble to the point you just want to feed the mind, or you just want to keep the mind stimulated and keep your energy high. And you feel like it takes solitude for that right now, especially with the sun transit in your first and planets in your 12th. The first house is about individuality, your personal pursuit, and the 12th house is your subconscious. So these are the things that are of high priority in your life right now. So you connecting to the people, places, and things in your personal life that help you, you know, stay concentrated on what you got going on personally, and how you intertwine things that's resonating in the 12th house. That's very important around this time. But yeah, you got to just make sure how much you might be in la-la land about something right now. I'm not even going to lie to you. All them energies in the 12th house. You got Venus coming in here now. So Venus is only like 8 degrees in Pisces. So Venus is still in the first decan. It's pretty early. So you got Venus in your 12th house right now. What was we just saying earlier about Venus and Pisces? Venus in the 12th house. You know, she could lose her mind. You know, she could be a little bit too undisciplined, and she's going to manifest a lot of access to things that she overindulges in or she has pleasures with. So she's going to get support, but is it going to be in a positive way or a negative way? Is she going to get support? Are you about to manifest support for your creative endeavors and creative pursuits and your aspirations, because that's what you're putting out into the universe? And now Venus is transiting your 12th house. So that's the only 12th house energy there is to support. The positive emphasis of the 12th house Piscean-like energy. Or is there going to be pleasures, people, places, and things, habits that you overindulge into, and Venus is just going to come in and give you support for that, more access to that. So you got to understand that's what Venus is going to do. How are you going to use Venus to help you in this house? And Venus can manifest a whole lot of new opportunities when it comes to things dealing with creative endeavors, dealing with connecting with others, community, when it's in the 12th house in your relationships. Venus could do a whole lot in that 12th house. So this is a real powerful time for you, Aries rising. You got to know where your energy is at. Your energy cannot be all over the place right now, Aries. The more concentrated you are, the more things can come into alignment right now, especially moving into Taurus season. And learning to give some more. Learning to give some more too, Aries rising. That's another one. Learning to give some more. That'll help. That'll help a whole lot. You know, you guys are naturally devoted people, so depending on your sun and moon, that could start filtering and deciphering how connective you are as a person, because Aries rising are pretty individual people. They're good with isolation, being to themselves, and solitude. But depending on your sun and moon or other placements can alter how much you balance that out. So, you know, around this time, if there's situations where you feel like you could be more understanding with people that you do value, with all these energies in your 12th house, this is a great time to exercise that, practice some humility. I don't know why it sounds funny when I say that. Humility, you know. It's a great time to practice some more of that if there's situations where your intuition is kind of urging you to, okay? But I feel like the thing that an Aries rising need to keep in mind is peace of mind. Peace of mind and things that help you keep concentration and having good releases. Because right now you could be too much on go, and it's not a good balance between what you're trying to exert, create, manifest, and, you know, how you exhale, how you reset. You want to practice exercising, finding that medium. That's a great balance to find around this time, because it's going to help you disperse the energy well. But all that charged up energy is going to be overwhelming if it's not directed in the same place or it's just stagnant. All right, Aries rising. So that's what we got going on, guys. I want to hurry up and get this off. My phone is down. I want to get this up on YouTube. I hope everybody continues to have a lovely day under this Virgo moon. Put things in order. Get things tidied up in the crib, man. Do what you got to do. Put the last minute details on certain things, all right? And don't be reacting impulsively, you know, to your to things that you're getting detail of. Be in an understanding state. It's a full moon on the way.